Hello and welcome to your November edition of the Women's Football Show. And here's what's coming up in this month's episode. Our game at Old Trafford is fast approaching. We speak to head of women's football, Polly Bancroft. We hear from our goal scorers at the Emirates, and Millie Turner is excited for the Theatre of Dreams. And we get to know the squad in Who's More Likely To. Yes, all that to look forward to, and joining me shortly will be former player Siobhan Chamberlain and a few members of the official Women's Supporters Club. But first of all, there's a big game coming up and it'll be played right here at the Theatre of Dreams. Yes, so we can't wait for this Old Trafford game, and we're sat in the Theatre of Dreams right now, and joining me is former player Siobhan Chamberlain and the official Manchester United Women's Supporters Club. You all doing okay?
Good, thanks, yeah.
Well, great to have you here. Now, how excited are you for the Old Trafford game, Siobhan?
Oh, hugely excited. I mean, the first one was behind closed doors. There were no fans there at all. The second one, there were supporters here, but if I'm being honest, I'd like to have seen a few more coming down and supporting the team. And now, with everyone away, with no Premier League games, with the World Cup on, what better opportunity to come down and watch some football? I think it's come at the right time to pack out Old Trafford.
Yeah, definitely. And now, the importance of stadium games, it's massive, isn't it, for this level, isn't it?
Yeah, it gives people that perhaps wouldn't have had the opportunity or wouldn't have chosen to go to a game the chance to come and watch women's football. So it gives it another platform to be seen.
Especially for you guys, I bet you can't wait. You know, you've got your official supporters club flag in the stadium too. Just makes it a little bit special, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's great to. We were here before, but this time we've got the flag there behind us, and yeah, every time you come to Old Trafford, it's a special occasion. But seeing the girls that we support every week at Leigh Sports Village in such a big arena and a historic arena, it adds a bit of magnitude to it all.
I think one of the good things as well is quite often it's not that accessible to come to Old Trafford. It's difficult to get tickets because tickets sell out so quickly, and everyone wants to come to a Premier League game, of course. But here it's an opportunity for kids to come with their families. It's much more accessible, and I'm sure it would be a really enjoyable game. If anything of the last games this season have been anything to go by.
They've always been a bit exciting, haven't they? But now it's time to learn a little bit more about our new head of women's football. So let's hear from Polly Bancroft.
Tell us what your role will entail then, daily what you're doing, and long and short term what are your goals?
So the role hybrids football and the business side as well, so it's quite a broad remit. Clearly the priorities are to support Mark and the players, and that we do as well as we can in the Women's Super League. Outside of the women's first team, it's to support the other 7 female teams within the club. So that's, I suppose, the first layer. The second layer is then to continue the integration of women's football in the broader club. So it's working with the legal team, commercial team, marketing team to make sure that the women's and girls teams are front and centre of their plans. And then I suppose the final layer is then working with stakeholders, so the FA, broadcasters, the supporters club, again to be, I suppose, a leader in women's football and to make sure that the opinions and the position of this club is at the forefront of the professionalisation of the women's game.
Looking ahead to our game at Old Trafford then on December 3rd, we face Aston Villa. How excited are you about that game, and how important is it for the fans to come to support United and pack out that stadium?
Yeah, it's a fantastic opportunity, and I think we're working really strategically to make sure that it's not a missed opportunity. But we're expecting a bumper crowd there, so we really want to make sure that they're enthused by their experience and that they stay in the women's game. Ideally they'd come and watch other matches at Leigh Sports Village, or that they're engaged either through social media or they're watching more matches. So we see it as a fantastic opportunity, but and let's just hope that we can kick on from that game with 3 points in the bag and an increased attendance and fan base afterwards.
How important are games like this one coming up at Old Trafford to develop the game, to grow the game? It's in a fantastic place, isn't it, women's football? And to move it on from here, it's important to have these showpiece games, isn't it?
Yeah, we make memories on landmark occasions like that. So we own that. We can create our own history and our own memories from matches and occasions like that. But our season isn't defined by just one match at Old Trafford. So there's obviously an awful lot that goes into the programme, from the start of the season right through to the end. But let's use it as a catalyst to continue growing the game.
And talking about the growth of the game, how important is it then for the pathway for young players to come through our academy into the first team? They won the domestic double last season of under-21s, and we've had players like Zell and Toone and Mills who've come through that pathway. So how important is that now?
It's part of the fabric of this club, isn't it? It's part of the identity and the DNA. And we're really fortunate that some of the staff and the practitioners within our pathway are the best in class. So, an awful amount of trust is put into those staff to develop the players or to continue developing the players through that pathway. So, again, very exciting present and future. And hopefully we'll see more players like those coming through in the future as well.
And if you are one of those young players and you do see Zell and you see Toone and you see Mills playing regularly for our women's first team and on the international stage, it shows that you can do it as well, doesn't it?
Exactly. There's role models, they're present role models. Obviously there's a bit of work. We're really mindful of keeping that pathway linked as well. So the women's first team going to speak to the players in the academy to explain about their journey, talk about how they've made it into the women's first team. So there's that continued commitment from me to make sure that that's continue to align and be linked. But you're right, like for all girls, within the region to see that, and even if that means that they're starting to play football, let alone getting into the pathway, then that's a really positive thing as well.
Great to hear from Polly there. Now, there is so much importance of having a head of women's football, and Siobhan, how great is it to have that person on board?
Yeah, brilliant. I think it's really important, as you said, to have that kind of figurehead that brings everything together, that helps to kind of decide on how the team's looking going forwards, to plan ahead, not just to kind of look day to day. You need strategy, you need someone that's going to implement it well, and that's what Polly's been brought in to do. So it's an exciting time for women's football, and it's also an exciting time for Manchester United.
And now we have heard from a lot in that interview of all the amazing that she's done, and one of the things she did was invite the official Women's Supporters Club to personally meet her and get to have a chat. Now, what was that like and what was the experience?
To be honest with you, it was really quite something to be invited in rather than to kind of have to knock on somebody's door. I think, we've all got a lot that we want to say and a lot that we think about in terms of the team and the growth. So to have that opportunity, it was pretty special actually. And she listened to what we said. She's clearly got a finger on the pulse. She knows what she's doing, and I think we're all just looking forward to seeing the fruits of her labour and as things go forward. But yeah, really special, and a lot of time and respect for her for that.
And obviously she's got a huge role now. For you, how do you feel, that the fact that she wants to be so involved and get to know the fan base?
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Like, we need someone that's backing us and that we know we can talk to control the fan base. Not to control the fan base, but to listen to the fans, especially in the women's football. There's not many that will. But yeah, it's amazing being such a young fan and knowing that there's someone there.
And we're definitely welcoming her in, aren't we?
Definitely, yeah. It's just so great to see the progression of this women's team since 2018, and how much the club is doing to incorporate the women's team, and Polly's like the next step for that progression, and it's just so exciting, and we're so grateful for what she's done so far.
If she makes some big star name signings, will she get her own song?
Yeah, well, I can't wait to hear that then. You've got them ready now.
Well, you've got to put them under a little bit of pressure sometimes.
You do. But you can see how excited we all are here for this game at Old Trafford, but let's hear what the players think. So Maya, I bet it's been great to get back in action after the international break, but let's just talk about that because it was your first senior appearance for the Lionesses. How did that feel?
Yeah, amazing. It was so good. Yeah, I was just so happy to be there, but to actually play, I was like, wow. I said to my mum and my dad and my other family that came over, I was like, don't expect me to play 1 minute. And then, yeah, of course, Serena gave me the start. So, yeah, I was very pleased with that and really enjoyed it.
We all seen that the interview that you did for the Lionesses and just how joyful you were when you received that call up. And has it sunk in yet that that's actually happened?
I don't think so. Like, people say, oh, what a good start you've had to the season and everything, and I'm just like, yeah, it was been pretty good, but like we don't really have much time to kind of think about things and stuff. It's just always on the next one and the next one. But yeah, it's been a really good start, and it's so special to kind of play for your country.
I bet it's great to have that reward after all the hard work you've been doing. It's paid off with that. But it also must be a bit of a relaxing thought too when you join Lionesses and you see some of the United squad already there.
Yeah, it was so nice. Like, I don't even know what I would have done without them. They really made me feel welcome and kind of like settled me into the team, and the rest of the girls were really nice as well. But to have them there was really nice. Always making sure that I was kind of felt a part of it and playing cards and things. So yeah, it was really nice, and I'm really happy that they were there.
Now you've had that great experience and then come back into it, back to the swing of things, and there was a certain Arsenal game that went very, very well.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Oh, unbelievable. Just when Leslie scored at the end and then we went and celebrated, it was class. Especially with all, obviously the fans and stuff, they had their away kind of section, and for it to be in that goal up that end, it was so special, and I think everyone went crazy. But yeah, it was so special, and to kind of beat Arsenal, and you know, we needed a result after the Chelsea a few weeks before was key, and we made sure that we got that. And I think you can tell that we kind of fought for everything, and we were fighting for each other and every ball. So yeah, I think we deserve to win.
But now the Old Trafford game is coming up. Now, what's it like that obviously, you know, you're playing there as a Red for the first time, and then you've got other players in the squad that you've been at Lionesses with now too, so it all kind of piece up together that hopefully you can learn off them.
Yeah, definitely. The last time I think I watched, a women's football game at Old Trafford was the Euros, so it's going to be special to kind of go back there and to actually be playing on the pitches. Like, wow, I can't wait. I think it's going to be so cool, and obviously some of the girls have done it already, but for me it's going to be my first time, so it's going to be so exciting, and I can't wait for it already.
Now for us and all the fans, we see that all the families will get watching years at Leigh Sports Village, but now they'll be at Old Trafford too. We always see that your dad always goes and watches you and supports you. Is he going to go to Old Trafford?
Yeah, and my mum and my granny, and I think my brothers and sisters are coming too. So yeah, it's going to be very special for them to kind of be there and to watch the game. I think they're really excited, apart from my little sister. She doesn't like football. But anytime she comes over to see me, she's like, oh, I don't want to go and watch the football. But yeah, hopefully she'll enjoy it as well. But yeah, it's going to be nice to have all my family in the crowd as well.
Does it give you a special motivation to push on further when you know that your family are watching you in the stands?
Yeah, of course, definitely. I had a message from my granny just before the Norway game saying, oh, thank you for all the lovely memories that you're letting me have. And I was like, that's like the best feeling that you can get. Playing for your country and things, but also playing at United and just to kind of let your family have those experiences with you is really nice, and I'm just glad that they can kind of have something to look forward to as well.
And now families are so important watching the game at Leigh Sports Village and the local teams, and that'll be happening at the Theatre of Dreams too. Now, how important is it to get families into this stadium to show them that this football team is accessible to all?
Yeah, it's massive, and I think all the little girls and the boys, and hopefully quite a lot of the teams from around will come and watch the game, and I think it's a good kind of experience for them as well to see what they can do. And if they want to be part of Man United, then they can be a part of it if they kind of work hard and do all the things that they can. But yeah, it's going to be special to have all the families there and to have hopefully all the fans and all the little boys and little girls watching. Will be really special.
Great to hear from some of the team there, but now I want to ask, which player are you looking forward to see the most to play on this pitch?
I think for me it's got to be Tissier. I think she's had such a brilliant start to the season, just made her senior England debut as well, had a brilliant match, and the future looks really bright for her, and for her to be able to step out on the hallowed turf. It'll be her first game here. Some of the girls will have played here before, so I'm sure they'll give her the lowdown on what to expect, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how she develops as a player, and especially on the pitch here in a couple of weeks' time.
And it is a massive opportunity for those players to play on this pitch, and they relish every single second of it. But which one are you excited to see?
I think I'm most excited to see Toone after, you know...
She's a bit familiar now, isn't she, with this place?
And, you know, she's a Red through and through. You know how much this place in particular means to her. It'll be great to see her back out on this pitch and thriving again.
And we just were speaking about some chants before. Is there any chants in particular that the players need to look forward to, that they'll be hearing about? You can see the cogs are working.
I only write the songs, everybody else chooses which ones get sung and when.
It's the Toone and Lessa Rousseau song that just gets stuck in your head. I think during the Euros, I was going to bed with that looping round in my head. I'd wake up in the morning and it would loop round in my head, and I was like, no more.
You could have it as a little nursery rhyme for your little one.
Yeah, it's a brilliant song, don't get me wrong, and it's great for the fans to sing. But when a song gets stuck in your head, it's fully stuck.
There it is. Now, I bet the players can't wait to hear that. But let's take a look and see how the players got on this month in their games.
Ingle through to Kerr, who finds the gap and finds the goal. The champions strike, and Manchester United's determined defence is breached for the first time this term. Here goes Kerr again. Earps thought about coming, but thought better of it. 3 in support here for Chelsea. One of them's James. A terrific Chelsea goal. This used to be her stage in Manchester United red. Given away to Toone, who looks for Russo. And Manchester United could be in business. Indeed they are. Back on the team sheet, back on the score sheet, and Manchester United back in the game. Cleared away as far as Cuthbert. Oh, the deflection! Takes the ball past Earps and takes the game for sure away from Manchester United now. Once again, the Blues win out over those in red. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 3.
Looking for an early ball, decides to go down the right-hand side. Going to be stood up into the middle. Chance here for Manchester United, Ella Toone.
Oh, well done.
What a run from Ella Toone to find herself in the right place at the right time. Zinsberger couldn't get there. And Ella Toone gives Manchester United the lead at top of the table Arsenal. 5 minutes before the break, 1-0.
She does that ever so well, Toone. She times her run into the box absolutely fantastically well.
Looking for a way through. Still carrying the ball forward, all opened up all the way through. That's going to be carried home. And Mary Earps could only watch as it loops up off a huge deflection and ended up in the top right-hand corner. McCabe puts the cross in, dangerous looking cross to the back post. That is a fine finish and a fine goal from Arsenal. The ball into the penalty area, brilliant. The finish, fantastic, and United are behind. Arsenal 2, United 1. Delivery is very good from Katie Zellem. Here it comes. It is good delivery. Oh, what a goal that is! Absolutely magnificent from Millie Turner. The delivery spectacular. The header towering from Turner. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 2. Katie Zellem with the corner. Manchester United with one opportunity, maybe. Header comes in. Oh, it's gone in! And it's Alessia Russo that maybe has got the winner for Manchester United, and nothing less than she has deserved. A tireless effort from Russo, and Manchester United with a last-minute winner. Who'd have thought it? Arsenal 2, United 3.
What an absolute last 5 minutes United have had here. And no one deserves it more than Russo. Her work rate today has been absolutely unbelievable, and she deserves that.
After being 2-1 down in the second half, led the first half, 2-1 down in the second half, have come back to be top of the table Arsenal by 3 goals to 2.
Ella, Millie, I mean, talk to me. How are we feeling off the back of that one?
Oh, buzzing. You could see at the end what it meant to us all. The fact that we'd come back from being down, it just shows the attitude that we have in the squad, and yeah, never die attitude.
And right, I need to know, because there's absolute scenes when Alessia's third goal goes in. How does that feel in that moment?
It was euphoria. Honestly, when that hit the back of the net, I was just so gassed.
And Millie, obviously you got on the score sheet as well. Talk us through that one. I'm sure Zellem told you to get in the box. I'm sure I saw that happen.
Yeah, we talked it through, and she said, I'm going to put it on the keeper. She put it exactly there. Knocked one in. Been practicing it and finally got the goal.
It's about time.
Love it. And look, Ella, small margins today, but so important to take those opportunities when they come, isn't it?
Yeah, really important. Every game we go into, we want to come out with the 3 points, no matter who it's against. And today was an amazing occasion playing here, and what an unbelievable game. We've come back from being behind, and yeah, I think we really put on a performance today, and we should be proud of ourselves.
Now, the next fixture will be here at Old Trafford when we face Aston Villa. Now, Siobhan, what have you made of their start to the season?
They had a really good start, really strong, probably exceeding their expectations potentially. You obviously don't know what people say behind closed doors. They're probably saying we're going up there to challenge. But from what people expected, they started really well. They've had a bit of a blip in that kind of middle period, but they'll be wanting to come out all guns blazing here. They put in a good performance against us in the Conti Cup and getting that added bonus point on the penalty shootout. But they've had a great start, and signing Rachel Daly I think has been massive for them. She's been brilliant.
But now, we've heard about Rachel Daly there. Obviously she's very strong, very attacking, that mindset. But especially because we've played them before, do you think there's a little bit of an advantage there because we do know them, got a bit of analysis? Do you think that'll help?
I think it could cut both ways. Obviously, they've played us as well. They're a tough team. We struggled against them back end of last season, obviously at their place, and again at their place beginning of this season. You'd like to think that just spurs us on a little bit more. We are here as well, which should be enough in itself as well. But yeah, I'd like to think that the players and everybody around has taken something from that and they can put in a better performance.
I hope so too. But now, we always say we like to get to know the players. We love it when we score goals and everything like that, but we like to get to know them off the pitch as well. So we've been playing a little bit of a game of who's more likely to.
Who's the most likely to become a millionaire?
Yeah, you're younger.
But I said you as well. No, because I think you would just know how to do every single job in the world. You know what I mean?
Some jobs, not every job, but you're a footballer now, young, coming through at the right time, you can have a job.
You always shop online.
I spend too much money.
Yeah, you definitely would actually.
Most likely to forget a teammate's birthday?
Ooh!
Yeah, I'm so bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't remember. I don't remember half of people's birthdays.
I'm just happy that United posted because if not.
That's what I go off on. When they post it, I'm like, happy birthday.
100%. 100.
I'm so dopey.
Oh, you ever getting? Gracie, you remember this? Oh. Really, Rach? Yeah.
Who's the most likely to throw some moves on the dance floor? Open your eyes.
Yeah, I would say me.
Rach, is it? Yeah.
I done a little body part, like little two-step to myself.
You know what it is? You just don't care.
Yeah, I just out. Yeah, I'm feeling
like my You're definitely not.
like, yeah.
You stood there like.
Who is most likely to eat something off the floor?
Yes, that's good though.
I would never think you would do that actually.
I mean, I wouldn't, but
I didn't want to pass it and be like, you.
Oh, open your eyes.
I would never do that. No, I'm not going to pick me, so I would never do that.
I'm not eating off and off the floor.
What about 3 seconds? See? No, I'm just, some people do 3 seconds. Yeah.
Some people do 5.
I'm not
or
doing
10.
Like, no.
Who's the first up on karaoke?
Yeah. Oh my god, we've done so well.
Yeah, I've done really well actually, yeah.
I can't sing, but I just love. But I told you the story that when I was a kid and I was in dance club.
Oh sure, yeah.
And then I loved theatre and dancing and singing. Just the nights, I kept fainting.
Really?
Stage fright.
No way.
But I didn't have stage fright because I loved it, but apparently I did. So yeah, that was my theatre trip was over.
Who is most likely to sing in the shower?
Yes, that's my favourite part of showering. I'm really good.
Any songs in particular?
Huh?
Any songs?
No, I mean all songs are really good in the shower, aren't they?
You sound good in the shower as well, don't you?
Definitely.
So it's great to get to know some of the players here, but as you can see, we're getting a little bit ready for this Old Trafford game because there's going to be plenty of flags in the stand. Now, Siobhan, as a player, what's it like when you see the atmosphere of the fans, the flags and all that support?
It's brilliant. I think I've never really experienced that in the women's game before. You obviously at the men's matches, there's flags out everywhere, but I'd never been in a team or been supported by a fan base that had loads of flags, and United fans definitely started it, and they're everywhere, and it's brilliant. And it turns away matches into more like a home game because you just look and you can see them all around the stand. And it's started other clubs to do the same, which is what you want. You want other clubs to be supporting their team just as much, and it adds that little competitive edge to everything. But it's brilliant to see all the flags that they have. And every player pretty much has one as well, which is great.
It is what's good to see. I mean, overall then, you excited? You're looking forward to it, to represent as well?
Yeah, can't wait. It's going to be a brilliant atmosphere, and as the song says, got more flags than you've got fans, Villa. So,
I mean, it is a growing game, and this is so important, especially, you know, like you said, you know, the players, they'll be seeing all the flags, they'll be relishing in it, won't they?
Yeah, it's great for us to have these ways of showing that we are there wherever the game may be, and it's great to hear from, you know, players like Shiv to say that they do feel that, and it does make a difference. We enjoy it ourselves, but knowing that the players feel it and get that buzz from it, it makes it all the better.
Yeah, it does indeed. Now, you got all your tickets, are you prepped for Old Trafford? Getting the voices rested for the songs? It'll be good to see, but thank you all for joining me today. It's been great. But make sure you get your tickets, because we will be obviously here for the Old Trafford game, and we can't wait to see you there.